Welcome back to episode 11 of Let's Play. I'm so excited to be recording again. It's just insane. I've had such a busy time, IRL. Busy with work, busy at home. Today has been incredibly busy. And I've been playing a fair bit in the past week or two, but not been recording. I just saw something moving behind. I'm not sure what that was. But if I see something moving, I get scared. I think it was nothing. Yeah, I've made a lot of progress off camera in certain ways. So you'll see there's some cactus. If you remember, having watched the previous episode, I know you did. We set up the wool farm, which is going absolutely fine. Let's just quickly show you. It's still collecting. I'm getting lots of wool, which is fantastic, because I'm going to need wool for this next build, actually. So the sheep's still here. They're still color-coded. But we were missing, if you remember, 3 colors. So there was actual green, lime green, and cyan, all of which needed the green dye obtained from the cactus. So after I stopped filming, for the previous episode, I thought, let's do some exploring. We've already done a few of the maps. I love making maps. Having maps is just essential, so you know where you've been and where you need to go and where everything is. So we made these maps. This is our base. Obviously it's pretty much 0-0 where these 4 maps meet. That's the stronghold, or the stronghold entrance at least. We left a map there. And I think last time I left you guys, we'd just done these 4, various degrees of completion. We don't need to fill in all of this icy part, not yet anyway, to know that it's an ice biome. There's nothing of interest there, so to speak. There could be things like shipwrecks, but that's not the point. We keep these maps to know where the biomes are for certain wood types or materials. And I just had these 4, so I thought, I'll just go exploring on the outer ring, so to speak. You might call this the inner ring if you're centered at 0-0, and the outer ring, this 16, not 16, the set of, what would it be, 12, 4, 2, 4, 2, yeah, there's 12 other maps. Yeah, I am good at maths, honestly, I promise. Yeah, so I went exploring. I started off with, which one would it have been? I think it was one of these up here. I went off in the 4 different, I did not mean to do that. That's silly. I went off in the 4 different directions to try and fill in these maps. Just hoping I was going to come across a warm biome. Desert, Mesa, because I do want the Mesa for terracotta too. And I wanted the desert for the cactus. And I could not find a desert anywhere. And I spent the best part of maybe 2 IRL weekends going out to such distances. Like this map is 1,500 or 2,000 blocks wide, I think. It's a long way to travel when you don't have a Elytra. I went there, I went here, I went here. You can see you can always see the path following the rivers because I was boating around and riding around. And I just could not find a warm biome anywhere. All I was getting was savanna, which is warm, but it's not what I wanted. And savanna never led into anything else. It never led into a desert, never led into a mesa. So at the moment, I actually don't have a lot. There's this strip of cold that runs up here, joins up here, no doubt. And so the most recent expedition I took, I was like, well, there's nothing down here. This is cold. So we'll go off that way. And I went up to this map. That's the last map that I tried to fill in, or the latest map. And I found another strip of cold. And I was like, this is just too much. Like, we're not going to find a desert next to ice. And then, lo and behold, the thing that I was looking for, I actually found it. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about this kind of odd, rare Minecraft knowledge, but you can get cacti, you can get a cactus, without having to visit a desert. It's not from the Wandering Trader. It's from a structure. Do you know what that structure is? I bet you don't. Well, I didn't know about it until, well, that's a lie. I'd seen this structure a few times. I'd visited a few. They are connected to the cold biomes, actually, in case you are getting a clue about what it might be. I'd seen a few of these structures in this region here. I just hadn't made the connection that they had a cactus inside. It's an igloo. So in an igloo basement, where you have the trapped villager, and you have the zombie villager, and you have the brewing stand with the splash potion of weakness, on that table with the brewing stand, there's also a cactus in a pot. And I'd been to some of these, I hadn't noticed or remembered they were there. They're easy to overlook. They look like green sticks basically in pots. And as I was up here, this most recent exploration, where I was just losing hope for finding a desert anywhere close in my world, I got to an igloo basement, and out of the corner of my eye, I said, that looks like a cactus in that pot. So I broke the pot, and I found a cactus, and the relief was just intangible. I couldn't describe it. So I brought a single cactus back, and I planted that cactus the other day, and now it is growing. And all you need is one, of course. You just need a single cactus that you can then duplicate in this way. Now we have 5 cactuses. And this is going to be so useful. I haven't made the... got hurt then. I haven't made the green dyes yet. I want to get a few more cacti. And I will make a cactus farm. I might put it into half of an episode or something. It's not really a full episode's worth of stuff. But I don't know. It made me laugh. It made me both laugh and cry. Because I swear I spent a lot of time, IRL time, and of course in-game time, trying to find these things. Just to get the green dye, just to finish off this wool farm. And when I actually realised that they were in pots in the igloo basements, I could have cried there and then. But we have them now. So what's going to happen today? There's 2 things that we could do. One, which is really close to the top of my list, is to go to the end and beat the dragon with all my skills. All my skills, and my armor, and my controller. People keep pointing out in the comments, yes, I still can't believe that you play on controller. But it's true, I play on controller on my PC. Sometimes you'll see me use the keyboard when I'm in the infantry screen, because it's much easier to use quick taps on the keyboard there. But I play with controller. You can probably hear it clicking on some of the audio. One thing I need to go and do is beat the dragon. In particular, I want to get shulker boxes, which you can only get from the outer end. This storage room down here, great storage room. It was great to start off with, but it is too small. I'm already filling up chests of stuff. Well, that's not a good example. Some chests are completely full. I just can't stick more stuff in there. And I really need a place I need a bigger storage room, and for that I think I need shulker boxes, because a lot of the stuff that I end up building needs lots and lots of blocks, and to keep coming back to this room to grab more stuff to stick in my inventory, it's a bit laborious. So shulker boxes are definitely on the menu. I need some glass, so we're going to put them in there. But that's not today. So we did find the stronghold. I do want to go to the end desperately. I want to beat the dragon, get the shulker boxes, and get some great tools. But the thing I want to do today is something that I've always wanted to do in Minecraft, but haven't. And that is build a lighthouse. So that all the time when I'm off on my boat, I've got oops, that's a hole. I've got a point that I can see from far away to bring me back home. Because I've been going out on my boat quite a lot. And although the tower is quite tall, I think a lighthouse would fit in really well with the theme we have going here. It would complement the docks very nicely. And I want to kind of build it here. This is what this stone circle is. Now I was looking online actually for designs that I liked, and I'm of course quite happy to say that I use some designs when they catch my eye. There's one design by a YouTuber / TikToker called Monkey or Munkai, and I will link this description It's not a tutorial, it's like one of these slow play builds, but of course I can follow it just the same as a tutorial. His build just looks incredible, and as usual I thought I would borrow the structure, maybe make some changes to the block palette, especially because in that video he's posted he has some texture packs on, so some of the blocks look quite different to how it will look in my world. So I may change some block palettes, but you can see it's a very good size. There'll be enough room inside to do stuff. It's not just going to be for aesthetics, it can be functional too. And what I really want to do is have a redstone lamp at the top going round and round and round in circles, because that's really what a lighthouse should do. And the redstone is easy. Like this kind of redstone is just child's play basically. Complex redstone is a different matter, but setting up simple cycling lights is just nothing to worry about. So I've done a bit of terraforming. I've took back some of the soil. You can see where the grass hasn't quite grown back yet. I kind of pushed this ridge back a tiny bit. So I've got this circle, which is the extent of the lighthouse, but now I need to go and get materials. Now the lighthouse won't be the only thing that we get done today. This edge, so to speak, with the sand leads down to the pier. I think it needs to be, what's the word, sharpened or formalized, or whatever word you would choose to use. And I think the best thing to do with this would be to build some kind of harbour wall, some retaining wall, which kind of holds back this loose sand, stop it slipping into the sea. And also we can do a nice design with a nice block palette, hopefully using some of these new blocks we found. I thought of a way to integrate wool in quite nicely. I think it might work out in a fun way. So I guess I should stop talking. That's a long intro. What I need to do is go and get more materials. As you know, lighthouses, they have a typical red and white palette. So we can use the wool that's in the wool farm quite easily. Another advantage to having a good supply of wool. Or we can use concrete, and we'll see which one works best actually. Concrete or concrete powder. Yes, that's an old hole. But I need to get the materials first, and another reason to kind of get this end opened is some of the enchants on the tools you can get from the end. They're going to really help me here. My tools only have basic enchants on breaking 1 on the axe. That's not great at all. If I want to get lots of wood for spruce or something for parts of this lighthouse build, it's just easier with efficiency 4, efficiency 5. I shouldn't have to keep putting up with these rubbish tools. So I think we'll start the lighthouse. We'll see how that goes. But at some point, see, this isn't even enough. That's not even a stack of red wool. There's half a stack in there. At some point, we're going to want to go to the end, because the end is going to be a lot of help for us, and we'll probably get some mending tools there too, which obviously I'm going to use mending if I can get it. I'm just not going to have villager trades to kind of abuse the system. So we'll see. I'll stop the recording now, and I'll come back once I've made a bit of progress. Cool. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I've been growing, chopping down, replanting these cactuses. It's basically, it's basically some kind of exponential type function. As soon as you get 1 and start doubling it, you can have 2 growing, and then 4 growing, and then 16 growing. So you very, very quickly get the cactuses you need, which is great. So every so often I'm just coming back and chopping these down. I've also been chopping down some dark oak, because this idea of the harbour, which I think would be good to finish first, I think it's also sensible to have the harbour wall, or at least part of it, in the same design as we had for the jetties in the fishing village, which is basically dark oak. So my idea, it's not really to, like, what would be the word, kind of hide or like partition off the main island, The thing with those sandy shores is there's quite a steep kind of cliff going down to the water, and I think it lends itself very well. Let's replant these saplings. Mr. Log as well. It lends itself quite well to being buttressed by walls. So I would have a path on this level. So I'll change these blocks into some kind of path blocks, but you would walk around at the base of the lighthouse at this level. So you're having a stroll, you're coming around, this would need to be extended a little bit out towards the wall. And then the wall would have a second level down here, close to the shoreline, probably at the same level as the jetty itself. And you could walk along the shoreline too. And it would have maybe some marketplace type stalls or shops, or the kind of thing you get in these kind of places. If you've ever been to these European cities, you maybe know kind of what I'm talking about. So I thought I'd stick a log in the ground just to kind of... Oh, I didn't jump at all then. I probably can't make this jump, can I? Do I need one more block back to go? Oh, I made it. What do you know? Yeah, so I was thinking about connecting this. So out here, I decided not to do that, but I still could. I'm just wondering if this now is still too close to the shore, because then you can't really walk around at all. So maybe we'll get rid of this and just go a few blocks out. Like I said, I don't mind tearing this stuff down. Can't get on that now, can I? I certainly can't jump onto that one. So if I started there, that would give you... Oh, see, now that's a bit too far out. I think I had it in an okay place the first time. Maybe I was just being too critical of myself. Let's try again. I can't remember where I had it. You want about 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? Was that where I had it first time? I think we can make this look good. So what we did over there is we had post 3, post 3. So there's like an odd number between the posts. So we can try this here and see what happens. I just want to kind of go around there. And this is the lower level, don't forget. The actual walls will buttress off these cliffs. So space, 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 log. Then we want to go in following the shape of the coastline. Space, 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 log. Space, 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 log. Still curving in. Space, 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 log. Space, 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 log. Space, 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 log. Where are we now? Yeah, that's okay. We're kind of hugging the shape. So we want to go across this way again. Space, 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 log, space, 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 log. Maybe 2, because there's a bit of a flattish area there. Maybe again, and then go in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, now it comes out again. So 1, 2, 3. Log. Maybe in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this is the pattern that we're going to follow. I will do some more, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so a bit of progress. It's raining, which I kind of like in Minecraft. It's not so much fun in real life, but still. A bit of progress on this. I've done a bit of a curve around this coastline. I'm happy with the shape of it, for now anyway. But I think it should be 1 block higher. So here, the stilts and the wood are at the water level, because obviously the water blocks are just a few pixels shorter than the solid blocks. I think it works there because you're taking boats out. I just don't think it works here. So I might take this one block up and these gates one block up again. That's not what I brought you. That's not what I brought you back to see. I took out all the cactuses. I've done the green glass in the wool farm. I'm not going to go down there and show you. It's just you'll have to just trust me, I guess. The cactuses, I mean, they need to be manually chopped, and we will need lots of green dye for cyan dye, for example. I better go to sleep. Where's the closest bed? Yeah, so what I thought we could come back and do is a kind of impromptu cactus farm. Very, very small. Just to kind of demonstrate how it works if you haven't seen it before. Cactus is the easiest thing in the world to farm. You just need some fences, really. I was wondering where to put it, and I think you maybe didn't notice, but I filled in this area which used to be the crops. I flattened it out. I said I was going to do that at the end of last episode. I also want to get rid of these. This kind of like natural depression was good when we first arrived in the world, but I don't like it now. Obviously, you're allowed to change your mind. It was fine at the start, but I don't want it here now, so I want to save all these seeds, of course, if I can hit them. God, these things are awful. Their hitboxes are tiny. So we'll save. I don't need these seeds because the pumpkins themselves can get me seeds. They're actually really hard to hit. A bit of lag there. So I thought instead of filling this in, we're going to dig it down a bit more, because we can have our preliminary cactus farm here. So what we want is 8 long. Let's do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're just gonna dig this out and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it can't be 8, it has to be 9. You'll see why in a second. If you've built these before, so cactus grows up to a maximum height of 3. Natural cactuses, actually, you can find them like really tall, and we're not just talking like 4 or 5 blocks. That's bigger than a usual cactus. There's people who find them online, and they find cactuses that are like 20 blocks tall. It's hilarious to look at. You can't grow them that tall, but they naturally spawn with significant heights. It's just kind of funny. I've run out of inventory space already. This is exactly why I need to go to the end and get shulker boxes. So let's stick all this in here, which is unnecessary for now. Yeah, so cactuses, you plant them, you have to plant them on certain things as well. They won't just grow on anything, which is why you find them in deserts. They have to go on sand. I'm thinking now there might be one other block they can go on that I've forgotten about, but maybe I'm wrong. I think it has to be sand. I use sand because it's easy, but maybe it can't be anything. So what we want is we want to have cactuses. See, I need to be one more. Cactuses cannot grow next to another block. Doesn't matter if it's solid. It has to have space on all sides. I can demonstrate this if I try and plant one of these down here. So it'll be fine growing on this sand because it's got space all around. I can't put another cactus here, even though I'm trying. You might not even know I'm trying. I'm just clicking and it's just not working. You can put one here. Can't there. Can't there. Can here. Blah, blah, blah. And this leads to an interesting mechanic when it comes to farming. So if the first cactus block you plant has space on all sides, but the next one it grows up into is touching something else, then it will break. And this allows you to farm them. You can see this quite easily if we just demonstrate. So we'll do a grid pattern. 16 is probably fine for now. Yeah, 16 will be fine. So we want to make these a bit taller. I'm going to put some of this grass back. Basically the cacti, they will be placed on sand on these moss blocks where they can grow. And when they grow up, they will encounter fences that we're going to add ourselves, and that will break them and they will fall down to a collection system. Yes, so we need this dug out as well, because the water has to flow to bring them all into a hopper. It's a very simple farm. In fact, many of these farms are very simple. You can go as simple or complex as you like in Minecraft, I think. Like, you can make extremely complicated cactus farms if you wanted to, I'm quite sure. Maybe you could use flying machines or something crazy to break the cacti. Or you can just rely on these automatic, no player intervention needed type farms. And I would love to start doing some complex stuff later. But for now, there's absolutely no need. This early game, I still consider myself early game, although this is episode 11, many hours in. Still early game. These early game farms, they're basically just to get resources that you need. Sand, perfect. And there's... I'm going to fall down so many times here. Yep, misplaced that sand. Yeah, these farms, basically, if you want to build something and you need a material in any decent quantity, you farm it, don't you? So I wanted green dye for the sheep. I had to go out and find cactus. If you want wool, you have to set up a wool farm. It's pretty simple. I feel like I'm saying really obvious stuff that doesn't need to be said here. But I guess if you're still watching, you don't mind me philosophizing. Sorry, I can't even talk. Talking about the philosophy of Minecraft. I don't know what is happening with me today. I've been unable to put a sentence together all day. I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, so cactus is going to sit on here. We need fence posts in between. How's it going to be? So that's going to be the cactus. Yes, that's right. So here we are. Right. So this is a theory. Maybe there's ways to be more efficient with the fence posts as well. I'm not sure. But basically, I can never make these jumps. We should be able to put the cactus there now. So this cactus sitting on sand. You need something else beneath the sand because sand is a gravity block, so it will fall if it can. This can be placed because there's nothing around. But when this grows up, it will hit one of these fence posts and instantaneously break off into water, which we should now put down here. So then the water will bring things towards the end to our hopper collection system. So we wanted a gap of 8 basically, because water flows 8 blocks. Except we want more because the water has to drop down to a collection system. This farm, I've made it many times. It's not lossless, and in fact I'd say it's one of the more lossy farms that you can make. You do end up losing a fair few cacti, which basically, like when they break off, they don't fall down into the water properly. And of course, if they fall back onto a cactus, then it will destroy them as well. Another thing I didn't mention about cactus, which I'm sure people know, is that it destroys blocks. So essentially you can use it as some kind of garbage can, as the Americans say. It's kind of cool in that way, but yeah, if you accidentally throw your weapon, I don't know why you would, if you threw your sword onto a cactus or something, then your sword's gone, and you're not getting it back. So it's pretty crazy. You can also use cactus as a killing mechanism. I made a guardian farm one time where I had them drop down onto cacti. It's just a bit of fun. It wasn't very efficient at all. Okay, these, I need to get out of here and sleep again. I can't afford a creeper to fall down this hole and blow me up. Perfect. Yeah, cacti. Yeah, very, very useful. When I did the initial set of exploring, I was looking out for deserts, of course. Just didn't get much luck. Or didn't get any luck, that's the whole point. So we got to finish off this. Fence post, fence post, fence post. It's not a difficult farm, is it? Why didn't that land? Fence post, fence post, fence post. I don't need them in between here as well. It's just a bit overkill, because in fact I'm probably putting too many fence posts down at, in total. You could be more efficient, I think, and just have some that will cover many of the cacti. But fence posts are not expensive, so I don't really mind losing them. This should be it. It's all the dirt gone. Now if I can just reach in and 1, 2, 3. Actually, an easy thing to make because you can't misplace the cactus, unlike some blocks. Oh, see, yeah. I'm not sure if that was supposed to destroy the dirt. Let me demonstrate this cactus destroying things. What don't I need? There you go. See that dirt was thrown? And it's not. Oh, that missed the cactus. See, that disappeared there. Yeah, so the cactus is destroying some things. Okay, this is functional. So we just need a hopper. What was in that chest? Oh yeah, that random stuff. Let's quickly get a hopper. Have to make a hopper. We'll set up a double chest at the end, and then very, very easy cactus farm, because I'll be working in the region around there. Probably need a bit more than that. So once again, it's going to be going continuously, which is perfect. Yes, I thought I had chests in there. Yeah, villager workstations is not the place you would have chests normally, but that's why I'm talking about the storage giving me a headache. I need to get out of here into... I just want 2 hoppers. Yes. Yeah, I need to get out of the storage room, because it is not serving me. It's serving me in an okay manner, like a minimal manner. Nothing at all so far. That's a bit surprising. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We just basically need... Oh, this may be a different way to get out of here. Perfect. So anything we throw in should end up in the chest. Yep. Cool. And that, guys, is how you build a cactus farm in, I guess, 10 or 15 minutes. That wasn't long at all, was it? It's hard to see it actually working, because as soon as this grows up, it pops off. So the only way you know it's working is if you see something floating down this water stream. But I know how these work. There's no issue in my mind. This is just going to slowly collect what I need. So that's cool. Oh, that wasn't there before. An Enderman just left that. Ha. Ah, I should have killed him to get the grass block. These grass blocks are like gold. Can I get all that back in my inventory? Probably not. Okay, yeah, I'm going to sort this stuff out, then we'll come back for the harbour wall, and eventually the lighthouse. Okay, welcome back. I thought I'd just bring you back for just a very short look. I did what I said what I was going to do. I increased this, I raised it up by 1 block. I started doing what I wanted to on this side, just to see what it was like before making the decision to raise everything up. So that's still at the water level over there. Just watch out, there's no mobs. It's still dark. This has been raised, and of course I've filled in. Got no hunger. I filled in what I want this walkway to be with the stone types I want. So it's going to match the stone over there with light grey wool. So this stuff here, light grey wool, I think it works really nicely with the stone, the andesite, stone bricks, the polished andesite. Blends in really well. It gives it a bit more noise, which is what you want. Well, sometimes what you want. Often you don't want the same block type everywhere, because it looks monotonous. But yeah, I'm not going to dwell on this. This is what I've come up with. I quite like it. It's an extension of what's over there, of course. This will be the kind of, not so much the harbour wall, but a kind of walkway at the base of the wall, which will be somewhere here, maybe 4 or 5 blocks tall. And ideally, it will meet at the same level as the lighthouse. And we'll try and do something with this path here. I think it's looking good. So I'm going to finish this off, go around as far as I have it there. Then we'll come back and we'll start on the lighthouse itself. So, yeah, I like this a lot so far. Hope you do too. Okay, welcome back everybody. Right, so I've made some progress, and I want to show you what's happened, because I'm really pleased. Not the cactus farm, this is just chugging along, doing very, very well. I'm really getting a lot passively. It's just been working while I've been building this boardwalk. And actually, this has turned out so much better than I even expected. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. These are temporary lights. I'm going to cap these logs off with the trapdoors you can see there, but these are just keeping it bright for now. But I'm so pleased with this combination of stone blocks. It works really well. I don't know if it's the shaders, I don't know what it is. It's just, I love it. And there's quite a lot of space here. I think I built this just the right distance away. So we can have, I would love to have like a tiny little market stall or something manned by a villager. Not necessarily to trade with, just for kind of looks. But yeah, there's a lot we can do. What I wanted to try now is just to do a bit of testing and see what we're going to have as a design for the kind of the wall part of this. And I don't want to, it's going to be a combination of these just to fit the theme. It's not going to be woody. There's going to be another wood trim at the top, no doubt, just like this, but the panels themselves should be stony. Now I was thinking at least 4 wide. So I've seen the trick on a previous video by Linksy, where he used some black wool to create a depth effect, and I thought it looked really cool. So we're going to test this out now and see what happens. Oh wow, this weather really turned. Just do a bit of testing, see what it looks like. So I'd need those. The sand is not ideal. So let me show you what I've prepared. Yeah, what was I going to do? So, I'm losing my train of thought. I left the stone cutter in the house. Oh, never mind. I meant to bring the stone cutter with me for a few more blocks, but so essentially we're going to have something modular again. Maybe 4. We want, so it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs to be that wide. Okay. Once I show you, I think you'll get what I'm trying to say. And it doesn't have to be andesite, of course. This is basically me just putting stuff down to give you an idea of what it might look like. But this trick that I saw with Linksy is just designed to create depth. Sand is like the worst thing I could have back here because it's just all falling down, but never mind. So there, I'll just make it with the sandstone quickly. Yeah, so the idea is that you have black or dark wool behind some iron bars to give the illusion of depth. Some kind of like a, oh, that's so efficient. These, I can't get the words out still. Yeah, so some kind of depth to your build. Yeah, I could have prepared this a little bit better. We'll do a mixture of blocks just like down here to give some variety. But I just want to demonstrate this little trick with the wall. What do you think of that? So the idea is that you have these iron bars with black wool on top, and it gives you this effect of maybe you could arch things off just to give it a bit more curvature. And then this would be the kind of modular pattern that repeats. So, I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool. Would that work? But then you'd need brick down here, which is not a problem. do you think of that? I quite like it. So we won't use andesite for everything, we'll mix things up. But I'll repeat this along the edge, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. Yeah, if it doesn't look that good, I'll take it out, but this is my idea for the meantime, so I'll bring you back when that's done. And we're back. Would you like to take a stroll down the boardwalk? Okay, so this is what I have. I changed this design, not too much, just a little bit. We still have the wall at the back. It's not black, it's dark grey. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. I've got the lanterns on the edges. I kind of changed up, I said I wasn't going to keep andesite, it was just going to be an example block to show the shape. So we have a bit of the light grey walls and mossy sprinkled in. I've done some steps up either side. I've extended this all the way here. We've got the kind of boardwalk grading into nature here. I didn't want to have a sharp edge. So let's just have a stroll along. So it's modular, it's repeating, and it makes quite a wide space in parts. I think here might be a good place to have one of these market stalls with a villager inside. It would be quite cool to design one. Yeah, so it's 40-50 blocks long. You get to the end, it grades in again to the sand, to the sandstone. There's the pier, there's a big mushroom, some more steps. This back wall, ignore that hole. This back wall is supposed to be kind of degraded, so you can see how it kind of like is broken up quite a lot. It grades into the sandstone. There's some steps and walls instead of full blocks to give it a kind of broken appearance. I think it's worked out really nicely. The steps themselves are a bit uneven. There's some brick mixed in with the spruce. And then this decking kind of mixes itself in with the sand as well. I want to keep some of the natural sand and grass in, which is what the lighthouse will end up sitting on. But I'm really pleased with this overall. It really gives a nice edge to this coastline that wasn't here before, and I can see myself doing quite a few things up here, especially with some of the villages. I think that would be fun. Got to keep lighting this place up. So that's where we started. That's where we came across. This has been a little bit of a side project. We haven't even started the lighthouse yet, but I think this turned out really nicely. I really like this, especially in the dark. Going along, it just reminds me, I don't know where you guys are based, it reminds me of walking along these kind of European cities. I think I said that in a previous segment, because they often have these kind of boardwalks on the side. I'm sure the US has them too. It's given me memories, kind of nostalgia for this. So this was good fun. I love the way it turned out, but it's time to start the lighthouse because we need our guiding light to get home whenever we go out on our boat. So it's going to be a bit of materials collecting, and then I'll come back once I've got what we need. Welcome back. So I've started doing this base, as you can see, the base of the lighthouse, and you can see it's actually going to be a big structure. Like I said, I'm following a design online. I'm switching up the block palette quite a lot, so I'm going to choose choosing a different set of blocks entirely from what they're using, but the structure itself is theirs, and it's really nice build. So I can't wait to get started. This bottom I've gone with the conventional set of bricks. I thought I'd make the door out of copper for a bit of a change with some warped wood green. I've been oxidizing this in the background. Copper is something I need to use more of as well. But actually, thinking about which colours to use for... oops. Oh, it won't grow. I thought this might happen. Thinking about which colours to use for the spiral itself, the red and the white. Granite, red sandstones, red concrete, and I was going to try some crimson fungus, get some of the wood, but I just realised it won't grow, or it won't bone meal on the nylium, I need the red version, which the name escapes me at the moment, which is frustrating, because I've just been spreading a bit of this to try and get some. And without Silk Touch, again, I have to go and find some in the nether somehow. I got my first piece of this by killing an enderman that was holding it. And then you can spread this onto netherrack in case you didn't know. So you can duplicate it that way. But for the warped, I guess it's warped nylium, this might be more difficult. So maybe I should start the stripes with just granite and other things. Maybe I can work in some of this warped wood afterwards. That's one idea. Inside there's nothing, it's just plain. But obviously there will be decorations in here at some point. Yeah, there's some of the copper that I've cut. Right, well, I've got to think a bit about that now. I thought, for some reason, you could just grow these guys on the green. But I guess that was incorrect. Right, I'll go and get some of the materials I need, and then we'll come back once we've done a bit more. Okay, welcome back, guys. As you can see on the screen, I've made a lot of progress. It's taken me a while. It's not been a quick thing, but when I was getting into the groove, I just didn't feel like stopping. So I wasn't really going to stop halfway up and then bring you back, and then stop a bit close to the top and bring you back. It was easier just to continue building, and the design is amazing. I mean, you can see it looks really great. The stripe is curling around the back and it's going to go up, and you get about 3 to 4 revolutions before you hit the top. So we're about to hit this top part where the lamp will be. But this is the body of the lighthouse done, and I could not be more pleased. It's so high. So this was the wizard's tower. I think that must have been about 30-40 blocks high. This has got to be about 60 at least so far, and it will get higher. I've been growing some spruce, because spruce will be a good wood to use at the top. This is how I've been getting up and down, of course. This is just a water stream. The interior will be a whole other job. This is just the outside shell of the lighthouse. But when it's done, I'm going to be so pleased, because already I'm just loving it. Oh, so high. You just do not want to fall down here, because that is instant death. Especially without feather falling, which I used to have, but of course I lost in the mansion raid. And you can see so much from up here. My render distance, it's not that high. I think it's 24 chunks, I think. I could push it higher, but then my computer starts to get quite loud. So 24 is fine for now, and you can see so much of what we've done. It's great. The pier and the fishing shack, they just look tiny in comparison. They just look like tiny builds. And the house, the first build, you've got the barn, Wizard's Tower, the drop chute, the lava farm, which needs some attention. It all just looks so small from up here. It's actually kind of strange and kind of humbling, I guess. I obviously need to do more. Ah, yes, that's interesting. So you can see this guy. Maybe you can't see. You might have to zoom in. I haven't got a spyglass to zoom in for you. There's been an enderman standing at the side of the Wizard's Tower for the past few days of playtime. So in real life days, IRL days, I think he's been there for at least the past few days I've been on. And I wonder if he can't despawn, because this is the spawn chunks. We spawned right over there where that dirt pillar is. Maybe he can't despawn, he can't get down. Is he going to be trapped there forever? I think he might be. So, maybe we'll try and name tag him and keep him as a pet or something. I'm obviously loath to name tag an enderman because he could just disappear at a moment's notice, but we'll keep an eye out for him in future episodes, and maybe he's going to hang around for weeks or months or years. It's hard to say. Anyway, I just brought you all to show you the progress. There's still a lot more to do. I mean, there's so much to do. but I got to a point which is very close to where we're going to start doing this top portion now. So essentially, the outside shell of the lighthouse is done. The spruce tree just looks so small down there, I just can't get over it. There's no real safe way to get down either. I should be crouching, there we go. I'm going to crouch for safety. If I fall off any of these, I'm just dead, and that's just something that I've understood to be a fact. So I'm using the water to get up and down. Cactus farm should still be running. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So we're going to go back down. Probably people hoping that I was going to miss that jump and splatter myself on the floor. We're going to go back down. We'll finish off this build. Well, we won't finish it today. I'll do a bit more, then I'll bring you back. And the interior design is going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think. But I think we're up to the task. Okay, see you soon. Okay, welcome back everybody. This won't be a long section, won't be a long segment. I just wanted to show you the outside, which is done, and honestly I just think it looks so good. So we had the base, which was completed last time. I think in the last segment, which I recorded a few days ago, so I'm trying to remember. I was maybe half or two-thirds of the way up, and now of course I've finished the top, and we'll go and have a look at the top. We're not going to go through the front door, so I'm working on the interior right now, and I would like it to be a surprise for the end of the video. But I've put some scaffolding up at the very back. I'm furiously chopping down trees as well because wood is in short supply. But I honestly keep gushing about how good this is. I could not be happier. The block palette, so it's changed from what was suggested, but I think it works quite nicely. The red warped wood, the red crimson wood in particular, gives it a lot of texture. And one block that I don't use really at all in Minecraft is concrete. The reason for that is it's just so plain, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the blocks themselves are devoid of any texture. They're just solid colored blocks, and I guess if you want that, it's very good. But this is why I prefer terracotta over concrete if I have to use those kind of blocks, because terracotta, at least you get a bit of a texture as well. There's noise in the block, and yeah, so the tutorial for this suggested red concrete, but I wasn't a fan of that, so can we get off here safely? Yes. Fall from here, you're a goner. Oh, that was my tower from building. So, it broke that a second. Unbelievable. I haven't got nothing to replace it with. Okay, well, we can live without that. I'll get a new pickaxe. Okay, so the inside's still not complete, as you can see there's a bit of a drop down there. But the outside, this is the view. Maybe I should close these gaps in the fences too. I guess that's dangerous. The view is fantastic. You can see everything at spawn. You can nearly see the Guardian farm. The render distance is that high. It's amazing. I am really pleased. So let's see if we can get higher towards the lamp. So I chose to use... I'm not going to die here, am I? No. I chose to use sea lanterns because I had lots of them. But I think something like glowstone would work just as well, and probably better. I think you want the light to be a kind of warm light as opposed to a bluish green cold light. But regardless, it does the job for now. It's not redstoned up. One thing I would have wanted to try was to do some redstone lamp type situation. But I didn't have space for that. I think I need a few more blocks either side to get the redstone working. It's not essential. As long as you can see a light, which you can when you're going around in the dark, it's perfectly fine. So we're going to head back down. I'm going to carry on doing the interior, and I'll bring you guys back, I think, for the closing segment of the video, of the episode, when all this is done. So much progress this episode, and such great progress. I really like this waterfront now. and like I said, the lighthouse is just turning out fantastic. So it will take me another few hours, I guess, to finish this off, but I will see you on the video in just a few seconds. Welcome back, everybody. I think this will be the final segment that I record. I think we're pretty much done here. It's taken me a lot of time, and it's not, so the insides I've done some decorating, but it's not completely finished, and the reason for that is there's still some materials I just don't have. There's some materials from certain biomes I would like to go and collect, but which I haven't found yet. I've already mentioned about terracotta and the mesa. Also the mangrove swamp would be good for the mangrove wood and for the mud. End materials too, androids would go really nicely in some places in here. So I've done the inside, as I say. I've done a bit of work. I'll show you what I've done. We've already seen the outside from different angles. I'm really happy. The sun's going down, which is good, because I want to show you what this looks like in the dark. We'll have a quick look inside, then we'll get on a boat. I think there should be a boat over here. Yeah, so we can just jump on that and take a look from a distance. So let's quickly go inside. Like I said, not finished, but functional enough for now that I'm pretty happy just to leave things the way they are. It still needs a bit of lighting. So we've got our kind of dining table here. I love these. I love the idea of pistons making the table. I think it works really well. I've got an invisible item frame mod, which lets you put things down like books. I think it's great. The stools for the table. Some of these leaves decorations, they're really quite good as well. A few workstations here. This is not meant to be functional. It's nice to have these workstations available if you ever need them in a pinch. But of course, this is really all aesthetics. In fact, this is one of the few builds that I have so far that is purely for aesthetic reasons. The lighthouse, of course, could help me come home in certain situations, but I have my coordinates. I know where the base is, so it's just a bit of fun more than anything, and it's been a really enjoyable thing to make. We've got a table here, more books lying around, more places to work. These walls will ideally be covered entirely with bookshelves when I get around to having enough leather to make all these books. It takes an incredible amount of leather to make these books. So I guess I kind of regret not having a proper cow farm. There's a kind of balcony. Maybe you can't see very well. There's no way to get up to the balcony right now, but there is a balcony running around the top of this little room with some more bookcases on. I need to put a ladder up through one of these little partitions. So next room up is fairly bare. Actually, I've got a rudimentary fireplace here, some carpets down. Nothing much going on here. I've got a few paintings hanging. A little hidden staircase here. All the different ways to get between floors are quite different. Another fireplace. I missed an iron. There's an iron there. I need to do some more work on this because you can see the campfires. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, this has taken a long time. I'm happy with it. The interior is clearly not entirely finished, but it's time for me to move on to something else. And in case you haven't guessed, that thing we'll be doing next episode will be going to the end, because I have to get Elytra to go and find some of these biomes and get the materials that I need. We can also use Elytra to go and search for some armor trims. And yes, I know I've said that I won't use Elytra excessively in the past. We've still got to set up our rule board, which I put up on signs initially and then tore down to make space as we expanded our starter house. The rule will stand. I won't be using Elytra to get everywhere. Infrastructure is still a very important part of my world, or it will be. I think this room turned out really nicely. Lots of paintings on the wall, lots of leaves, some lanterns. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, so repeating what I've just said, Elytra has uses for sure. Especially good for making maps. I do like to have maps in my world, as you know. And just for the sake of completing the maps, Elytra can be very useful. You know that some of my maps have big gaps on, because I just haven't been to certain parts of the quadrant. So here's the outside part. I think you've seen the inside. We've had it on a previous segment, but we can go up anyway. This is the sea lanterns. I put some random carpets down. The colours don't mean anything. The pattern doesn't mean anything. But it just makes it look good. And I guess, there we go. Why is that down? That's really weird. Huh. I wonder if that's been activated. Oh, maybe it's been activated by some of those buttons. Would that activate it? I don't think that would. Maybe I hit it by accident when I was up there last. Okay, so we'll go down the safe way. I'm not gonna. Whoops, that wasn't very safe. I'm not gonna jump off or try and hit the water, for example. That would just end badly. Although it would be on film, so maybe you guys would find it funny. Okay, so we're going all the way outside. We're going to get on a boat, and we're going to have a look at this in the dark. So let's see if we can go to third person and get this working properly. Yes. So happy with this build. It's just turned out so well. Can I look behind me? Oh yeah, look at that. Get the angle right. It just looks amazing. Maybe some outside lighting. I think something like glow lichen would go nicely, and you wouldn't really be able to see it against the white. There's the Guardian farm over there, glowing again. Yeah, glow lichen might do wonders for this build actually. I'm definitely getting a screenshot for the thumbnail in the dark, because this just works out so nicely. So how can we do this? Maybe that's a great thumbnail actually. Oh no, but the scaffolding is there. Oh, okay. I don't plan this very well, do I? This is the boardwalk, which looks great. It still needs some extra attention. I keep saying this, you know, kind of do these builds, don't fully complete them, or do them as much as I can. How do I do this? Perfect, perfect. Okay, I don't want to lose too many of these because it's good to have scaffolding. Good, I have space in my inventory. Okay. So we're going to go back out. We'll have one more look in the dark. And we'll get a screenshot, and then we'll call it a day. And like I said, we will go to the end. We're going to fight the dragon next time. We're going to finally get some Elijah. Finally. Assuming that I don't die. So, perfect. This looks so good. I keep talking about the shaders, I keep talking about everything, and I just think it looks really amazing. Can we do this in third person? I guess first person's better. That is an amazing screenshot, I think. So we're going to take that. I think that worked. Perfect. Right, so it's the wrong way again. Thank you again for watching. I thought this has been a really good episode and a really good build. I'm so pleased with it. I'm going to make some more amendments, as I say, in the future. I will add some more details, but I need to go and collect more materials first. So for now, well, I won't waffle. I'll say goodbye. Thank you again, and I guarantee we're going to go to the end next episode because I've been putting it off far too long. So that will be exciting. Hopefully we can get some good gear. Maybe some stuff with mending, which will finally help me, because I've been replacing tools like crazy in recent episodes. Okay, right, perfect. Thank you again. Goodbye.